Just an astounding meteoric rise for Shiffrin,
So
who leads the
gifted and has
pack.
just
It's a
this
milestone
season.
that nobody ever thought possible.
Lens is hot, all right. Give me the real talk. How is it having me in your corner? No lie, I struck gold. We've been a unit since the beginning. Heads up. Most people have zero clue about the violence built into this sport. The chatter started fast. She's washed up. The spark is dead. She'll never touch that peak again. I honestly wondered if she'd ever strap in again. All right, rise and grind. You've been waiting for this one. Morning. Hey. Okay, look, don't worry about burning the bottom half yet. Track needs a little more slip, but it's a quick run, maybe 6 or 8 turns max. Yeah. Bypass that one if you want. Ball's in your court. Hey, looking back, when did the switch flip? The second you knew you were chasing the pros. The hunger was always there, but chasing this life isn't a solo gig. The whole family had to buy in. If you and Dad hadn't set up shop on the hill, I doubt I'd have ever found the snow. I ran gates in high school, loved every minute. Then Jeff came along, we fell hard, and suddenly Daddy had himself a shiny new Christmas present. Jeff was a competitor, 2 prep school, then college runs at Dartmouth. He was watching the clock, just waiting to get the kids on skis. Gorgeous. Full send. From the second I knew who I was, that identity was wrapped up in racing. Not sure I ever truly bought the hype that I'd make it. I just knew I wanted it more than I wanted to breathe. She was obsessed with improvement, always dissecting the run. Never griped about catching the first chair or being the last one off. The hill. Look at that technique. You gotta be kidding me. Laughter. Catch what I'm doing, yeah. Check the arc, that edge control. Flawless. Those poles look heavy as lead, though. We knew she was gifted, but the scale didn't register until she hit the US squad. Director watched one run and said, "She's the total package." Are you seeing this? Mikaela Shiffrin is already putting the world on notice. She is a natural disaster on skis. Welcome to the big show. The pride, Jeff and I felt no words for it. He showed up at every single event he could get to. A world title at just 17, Shiffrin claims the crown. The crystal, the big globes. Those aren't just victories. They mark a skier who owns the mountain across the board. The queen of slalom does it again. The technicality, the velocity. We are watching history unfold. We have never seen anything like this. Watch your fingers. You're gonna lose a tip. Trust me, I've done it. I know I got it. Can't go crazy with the blade. Yeah. You coaching me over the stove now. You want some apples and cheese? Yeah, hit me. Thanks. Think we're spending too much time together. Overload. Laughter. For real though, I never feel that way. People think you're just along for the ride, but you're actually the one steering the ship. You almost packed up. Nowhere near. But I think we can jam it all in there. Hardest part is being so far from home base. We're Americans playing a game that belongs to Europe. The locals get to head home on the weekends. We fly out in October and live out of a suitcase for 7 months straight. Yeah, ghost for 7 months. We've got a ton of kit to pack. Grabbed the kicks from New York, trying to keep the drip respectable. Cheering zero downtime, basically. It's a blast, though. Laughter. We were across the pond for a Sports Illustrated shoot when her brother rang. Dad's been in a wreck. Cease, Lens. He was up on the roof, working missed a step, and went down. The head injury was catastrophic. Hey. She laid her head on his chest for 9 solid hours. Finally, we had to make the decision to pull the plug. She listened to his heart fade out. That shatters you. Screamer, this is for you. We lost our anchor. The man we loved more than life itself. It was a week from hell. The grief pinned her to the mattress. No appetite, no thirst. She was just withering away right there in the bedroom. I will be real with you. I thought she hung up the skis for good. And if you asked her, she probably believed it too. We were constantly looking for Jeff, hunting for any signal that he hadn't completely left the building. Just one little sign. She called it a total whiteout. No compass, no finish line, just floating in zero visibility. I eventually had to snap her out of it. I said, look, forget the podiums. But staying inside these 4 walls is killing us. Let's just get on the hill. Maybe you will find him out there in the snow. To be honest, we hated every minute of it. Neither one of us wanted to clip into those bindings all season long. Every morning felt like the last. We were one bad day away from packing the bags and going home. Pure survival mode. An internal battle tore her apart, the urge to vanish against the DNA of a competitor. The heart of a champion that still needed to feed. I am just stoked knowing you are in my corner for this whole ride. I figured out you aren't just talking to hear yourself speak. I genuinely believe what you say is the secret sauce to unlocking my speed. Then came the shift. Incremental gains. The runs got tighter, the turns got heavier. It has been nearly a year, and Shiffrin is finally stalking the top spot of the podium again. Shiffrin emptying the tank on the home stretch. The 300-day dry spell is shattered. She owns the hill once more. The queen is back. But the win feels empty. She admitted that breaking the tape hurts. Her gut reaction is to dial her dad, and that dead air on the phone just screams at her. Securing the win was the proof she needed. Confirmation that the competitive flame was still flickering. It is a road to reinvention. And through it all, Shiffrin keeps carving her name into the history books. Absolutely unreal. Mikaela Shiffrin just locked down career victory number 99. Yo, Mikaela, want some help hauling that pack? Yeah, I will take it. My bad. Let's roll. You good? Yeah, I am good. Awesome. Appreciate it. Solid job. Honestly, half of coaching you is just managing the vibe. It came down to repetition. We suffocated the nerves by grounding your focus on the physical, the pressure of the plastic on your shins. Precisely. Zeroing in on foot mechanics. It anchored your mind so the panic could not find a foothold. Full circle. The phenomenon is back on domestic snow hunting, a record nobody thought could be touched. Shiffrin barreling toward the century mark 100 World Cup titles. She's pushing the pace. Whoa, she's getting loose. This is usually her power section. Oh, watch out. She is down hard. Total disaster. Bring me back to that wreck at Killington. What was running through your head? That was a brutal impact. And you didn't move. You were motionless for way too long. My gut instinct was, if she walks away from this, we are finished. I told myself, that is a wrap. No more racing. Something pierced her. A literal puncture wound. How are you dealing with that? The object is still a mystery, but it went 4 inches deep and shredded the area. Complete muscle devastation. It felt like some unseen weight was holding me down. I was scared to death. I was incredibly embarrassed. The injury struck right where the nerve roots exit. We were flying blind. I had to call in an expert. We had to tackle the PTSD signs right then and there. She used targeted mental strategies to help crush the anxiety and actually reprogram Mikaela's brain circuitry, altering the way her mind handled the crash data. Looking the PTSD in the eye was the game changer. You got me back on the mountain, reconstructed my killer instinct, and gave me the reason to battle. What possesses you to keep coming back to such a violent game? It is an addiction. A constant need to make the next turn just a fraction better than the one before. If the odds were even 1% that she could click back in, she was taking the shot. No doubt about it. Fate has arrived and it is screaming her name. Simply unreal. She stands less than 30 seconds from a feat once thought untouchable. 100 World Cup crowns. Shiffrin is smashing down the gates of immortality. There it is. Win number 100. Triple digits. The debate is over. She stands alone at the summit. Soak it in, world cheering. Unmatched, unstoppable, and completely beyond description. Just feast your eyes on that backdrop, absolutely breathtaking. You hear athletes talk about the mental game constantly now, but there is still that heavy shadow hanging over it. That silent mandate to grind harder, eat the pain, and never crack, or look for the exit ramp. But once you are actually in the trenches owning that reality, flips the script entirely. That sums up the road we have walked side by side. We really unlocked that headspace. And the ultimate gift is that you have been right here knowing the real me since the very beginning. I think we are rolling into season 15 or 16 of this craziness. It feels pretty good knowing I still have that edge, that specific perspective nobody else can give her. This whole ride, it is still nothing short of electric. Maybe it is the mom factor, but you just intuitively get my rhythm better than anyone. Just another day at the office. And the big strategy session, we are debating sunblock and face wash. Laughter. I am totally game. You have this wild talent for tying every part of my world together without missing a beat. Looking at our stats, I do not see us hitting the brakes anytime soon. I would not be me without you. It is 3:30 in the morning, time to crash. Later. Let's crush it.